Election Commission's guidelines for application in Form 6, 8A. Who can file Form 6? First-time applicant on attaining age of 18 years or more on the first day of January of the year with reference to which the electoral roll is being revised. Person shifting his or her place of ordinary residence outside the Assembly constituency in which he or she is already registered. Person who is eligible for registration 18 years and above and ordinarily resident in the area, but the name does not appear in the e-roll of that Assembly constituency. Who can file Form 8A? A person whose name is already included in the current electoral roll can file the application in Form 8A for transposition of his or her entry from one part to another part within the same Assembly constituency. That is, when a person shifts residence within the same Assembly constituency. When Form 6 or 8A can be filed. During summary revision, the application can be filed after draft publication of electoral roll of the constituency for filing claims and objections. Only one copy of the application is to be filed if submitted during summary revision period. During non-revision period, application must be filed in duplicate. Where to file Form 6 and 8A? During revision period, the application can be filed at the designated locations where the draft electoral roll is displayed, mostly polling station locations, post offices, as well as the offices of the Electoral Registration Officer and Assistant Electoral Registration Officer of the constituency. During non-revision period, application can be filed with the Electoral Registration Officer or other officers as may be specified. How to fill Form 6 and 8A? The application should be addressed to the Electoral Registration Officer of the constituency in which you seek registration or transposition. The name of the constituency should be mentioned in the blank space. Name with documentary proof. The name as it should appear in the electoral roll and the elector's photo identity card (EPIC) should be furnished. The full name, except the surname, should be written in the first box and surname should be written in the second box. In case you do not have a surname, just write the given name. Caste should not be mentioned except where the caste name is used as part of the elector's name or a surname. Honorific appellations like Thiru, Tirumati, Shri, Shrimati, Kumari, Khan, Begum, Pandit, etc. should not be mentioned. Age with documentary proof. The age of the applicant should be 18 or more on 1st of January of the year. The age should be indicated in years and months. That is, a person born on or up to 1st January 1991 will be eligible for inclusion in the electoral roll which is being revised with reference to 1st January 2009. Persons born on 2nd January 1991 or thereafter up to 1st January 1992 shall be eligible for inclusion during the next revision with reference to 1st January 2010. Sex. Write your sex in full in the space provided, for example, male, female, others. Applicants may indicate their sex as other where they do not want to be described as male or female. Date of birth with documentary proof. Fill up the date of birth and figures in the space provided in DD, MM, YYYY. Proof of date of birth to be attached are as under. Birth certificate issued by municipal authorities or district office of the Registrar of Births and Deaths or baptism certificate, or birth certificate from the school, government or recognized last attended by the applicant or any other recognized educational institution, or illiterate or semi-literate applicants who are not in possession of any of the above documents are required to attach a declaration in prescribed format by either of the parents already included in the electoral roll in support of the applicant's age. Place of birth. In case born in India, please mention name of place like village, town, district, state. Relations name. In case of unmarried female applicant, name of father or mother is to be mentioned. In case of married female applicant, name of husband is to be mentioned. Strike out the inapplicable options in the column. Place of ordinary residence. Fill up the full and complete postal address, including PIN code, where you are ordinarily residing and want to get registered in the space provided. Proof of ordinary residence to be attached are as under: bank, Kisan, post office current passbook, or applicant's ration card, passport, driving license, income tax assessment order, or latest water, telephone, electricity, gas connection bill for that address, either in the name of the applicant or that of his or her immediate relation like parents, etc., or postal department's posts received or delivered in the applicant's name at the given address. Details of family members already included in the electoral roll. Please fill up name and other particulars of immediate family members, that is, father, mother, brother, sister, spouse, included in the current electoral roll of the constituency. Name of any other relation like uncle, aunt, cousin brother, sisters, etc. not to be mentioned. Declaration. Please indicate date from which you are residing in the given address. In case the exact date is not known, fill up month and year. If your name is already included in the electoral roll of any other constituency, please write legibly the full previous address with PIN code. If you already have been issued with a photo identity card by the Election Commission, please mention the card number printed on the front side and date of issue printed on the back side of the card in the space provided. Please attach a self-attested photocopy of both sides of the card. Particulars for shift within the constituency, Form 8A. In Part 1 of the application form, fill the name, part number and serial number of the electoral roll where already registered and elector's photo identity card number, EPIC, in full and the relation's name as printed in the electoral roll. In Part 2 of the application, mention the complete address of the new place where you or the person concerned has shifted place of ordinary residence. If incomplete address is entered, it may not be possible to link the address to the relevant part of electoral roll where the entry is required to be transposed. In Part 3 of the application, indicate the approximate period of continuous residence at the new address mentioned in Part 2. In Part 4, write the electoral roll part number in which the residents of the new area where you have shifted are enrolled. This part is optional. In case you don't know the electoral roll part number, then leave it blank. Part 5 is not to be filled where the applicant seeks transposition of entry relating to one's own self. This part is required to be filled in case the applicant applies for transposition of entry of some other person. Other guidelines. You should submit one recent colored passport-size photograph along with the form. The photograph will be used to print your image in the electoral roll and issue of identity card, EPIC, if required. Penalty for false information. Giving false information, including showing age to be 18 and above as on 1st of January from underaged persons, is a punishable offence as per the provisions under Section 31 of ROP Act 1950, which provides that if any person makes, in connection with the preparation, revision or correction of an electoral roll or the inclusion or exclusion of any entry in or from an electoral roll, a statement or declaration in writing which is false and which he either knows or believes to be false or does not believe to be true, he shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 1 year or with fine or with both. This provision has been included in Form 6, 7, 8, 8A itself for information of the applicants.